Hey guys, Prepper Nurse One here. Having a Diet Coke. Very excited. Today is now Saturday, the 19th of November. Friday was an absolutely gorgeous day. The forecast was for 70. I think it ended up getting to 73 or 74 today on the Friday. Okay, because it's just a little bit after midnight right now, and so I got out of work this morning, and I think I slept for an hour and a half, and I was so jacked up I wanted to go ride because it might be the last one of the season. Because on Sunday they're calling for snow. That's upstate New York weather. So anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys some different things and kind of share a little bit about myself and where I came from and who I am in a way, and share a story with you guys. When I was younger, I did a lot of things that were not right. A lot of things that were not right. A lot of it is, okay, let me give you a little bit about myself. I'm 51 years old, and I did not have my children until I was 36. Okay, so my twins were born when I was 36. And year of the snake for them, and also year of the snake for me. So, Chinese astrology there. But anyway, when I was younger, I had a bit of a reputation, and like I said, did a lot of things that weren't very nice. And so at 27, I looked at what I was doing, where I was going, and I didn't like it a whole lot. And so I'm like, I need to change the scenery. And so I packed up and moved, and I moved to North Carolina. And I actually had no intention of ever coming back to New York State. And I loved it down there. It was beautiful. The weather was just phenomenal. And I met a really nice girl down there. And, I would have had babies with her and would have married her in the whole 9 yards. But, unfortunately that wasn't meant to be for a lot of reasons. But, so anyway, what ended up happening was I was down there for a year. And I got a phone call. And my stepfather at the time had tried to kill my mother. Okay. And there was a lot of talk going around. He was in jail, and she was, she was okay, but there was a lot of talk from within his side of the family of finishing the job and all this type of stuff. So there's always somebody in every family that takes care of things. And I've always been that person. I take care of things. It's what I do. Always have, always will. I am not a tough guy. I don't walk around like I'm a tough guy. I don't try to intimidate people. That's not how I am at all. But anybody that knows me knows I don't BS either. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up coming back to New York, and I had one conversation with one person. I had wanted, by this point my stepfather was out of jail and on bail, and so I had talked to my stepbrother, and I said to him, I need to see your dad. And he was like, and he knew me. I mean, my stepbrother Eric, he knew me, and he's like, dude, I'm not letting you see my dad. So I had one conversation with him, and it squashed everything. And nothing ever happened to my mother, which was exactly the outcome that I wanted. I said I will not do anything as long as nothing happens to my mom. Should she suddenly disappear, have an accident, or be outright murdered, I explained what the ramifications would be if that happened. And so that ended that. Okay, so at that point, then I was 28, and I started working up here. And my initial plans were to stay here for 6 months, go back down south, and had the opportunity then to go back to school for my nursing degree. So I did, And then I had met my first wife and got married and then got divorced, and the rest is history. And 20 plus years later, here I am still in New York. And no regrets. My children are the most fantastic thing in the world. But so let's talk about why I left New York. I was doing some things that were not legal. Was not a good person, and I wanted to make a change. And I needed to get away from the people I was hanging out with and the things that I was doing and stuff like that. So by moving down south, when I moved down there, and here's the thing, guys, drugs and alcohol are everywhere. They're everywhere. So it don't matter where you go, it's the choices that you make. So when I went down south and somebody said, hey, you want to get high? And I would say, yeah, no, I don't do it, but thank you. And they would go, okay, cool. Because honestly, most people don't care. Either you want to get high or you don't want to get high. There's nobody's going to force you to get high, okay? But if I had done that here, around the people that I was hanging out with, they would be like, well, dude, you got high last week. Why don't you want to get high now? So I needed a complete change of everything. And so that year that I spent down south, I was able to, I don't want to call it reinvent myself, but I could be whoever I wanted to be when I went down south. I didn't have the reputation that I had up here. I didn't have the contacts that I had up here, and so it was a good move on my part. I always tell people I pulled my head out of my butt when I was 27 years old. If you have a child and they're a screw up and they're doing all the wrong things, you basically have until they're 30. If being a male, let's go with men, okay? If you haven't pulled your head out of your butt by the time you're 30, it's never going to happen. Okay, that's the reality of it. There's hope up until 30. After 30, forget about it. They are who they are. They're not going to change. But and it's funny. Even when I did come back, I still have always been that guy. I'm no nonsense. I don't play games. That's why, like on here with the YouTube, and people want to play games and make sarcastic comments, whatever, stuff like that. Here's the thing, guys, it's my channel. If I don't like what you have to say, I'm going to delete the comment. And here's the other thing. If you've made some negative comments and now you're going to play a game and come back and try to make some nice comments, I don't care if you're making nice comments or nasty comments. If I've deemed you a troll, if you will, you're done. I don't care. So that's just kind of how I roll. I don't play games, okay? And I'm not going to play games. I'm not going to acknowledge negativity, and I'm just going to delete it. And if you don't like it, I don't care. I don't care. Don't watch my channel. Go watch somebody else's channel and troll on them. And if you get a reaction out of them, good for you. That's what you wanted anyway. You're not going to get it from me because I'm not going to play it. I don't like negativity, okay? I'm a very straightforward shooter. I always have been. I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's just how I am. I've always been an all or nothing kind of guy, just even with doing this and moving out here, I talked about it for years in the basement of my house that this was my dream and this is what I was going to do. And guess what? Here we are. So, I'm very determined. I'm very stubborn. So, but anyway, I know I haven't been in the last week basically putting up a lot of videos, and I apologize. There's just been some other stuff going on that I needed to take care of. But everything's fine. Kids are great. Actually, they went and spent the night tonight with Mom. I'm going to go back and pick up Heather tomorrow. Eddie's staying until Sunday, and then I'll pick him up on Sunday. So, that's a good thing too. Anyway, so guys, listen, I hope your weekend is good. Be safe. So today, like I said, I went out and I went riding. I probably put 150 miles on my bike today, just because it might be the last ride of the season. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not, but you never know with New York. But man, it was awesome. I went down with my buddy. I stopped down in Rochester, and my buddy Randy took a half day, and him and I went out and we were cruising, and it was fun. We had a really, really nice time. It was really fun. So anyway, guys, listen, be safe. Kiss and hug the ones you love, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. It's never too late to make changes in your life. they're going to be more positive, to make positive decisions and to do positive things. Negativity breeds negativity. So I don't like negativity, so I'm not going to deal with it. Um, and that's it. And I do say a lot because I'm trying to process what I plan on saying, so I apologize. Remember, it's one step at a time, it's one thing at a time, and it's one day at a time, and you are going to get to whatever goals that you have. Nobody can hold you back but you, realistically, and that's it. And once I realized that I am the captain of my own destiny, I've been a very successful person in life, I think. I've made mistakes. Everyone does. Put myself in tremendous debt, and, unfortunately, you have to deal with the consequences of those decisions. But, in the last several years, I've made the right decisions and I've followed the right path, and I will continue to do so for the rest of my life. And try to teach my kids that they don't have to be a slave on that, Ferris wheel playing a game. So, anyway, have a great night. I will talk to you guys later. Prep and nurse one out for now.